Never understand why people get enjoyment out of ruining other people's days. Were you bullied as a child? Father beat you? Mother not love you? I'm gonna go with mother just didn't like you. Wonder why. Honestly, you're probably pretty hard to love. Sad seeing you in a Veneno. Such a great car. Such an awful person.
Deals you had to find out about this truck is where everything's actually going to go, how the wind's going to travel around.
Yeah, that's why it's been through 4 different versions. Like you build it, you test it, you break it, you make it better, and then you break it again, and it's just a long evolution.
Yeah, I mean the hours to put into this just to figure out this was not designed to do this beforehand. This truck was not designed to go as fast as you're going to put this thing.
From the stock, this truck had 86 horsepower.
86.
Yeah,
and now it's at...
Now it has over 1,200.
Yeah, over 1,200. So that's a massive difference.
It's a little bit.
Man, you guys found a dimple die set and we're like, yep, let's do it all.
Yeah, well that again is to relieve any high pressure area that's back there.
That looks really slick. And this is for the chute?
Yeah, so we do land speed racing with the truck too.
Okay.
So this is the parachute anchor down here.
Yep.
And this is the little parachute receiver.
That's cool. It's real slick.
And the speed holes are cool
too. I hardly even
too.
noticed it when it, I was just like, hey, that's weird. There's a little
well, the speed holes let you see all the cool stuff like the tube chassis and the fuel safe
really
cell
cool.
down there.
I love it. It fits so nice. And this is, I'm assuming, another jack point too if you need it.
Yeah, so we actually have, because it's when the under tray's on it, it's really hard to, you can't jack it up anywhere.
Yeah.
So I built some special jacks that slide in and hook to this, and so it just jacks up the front, and then there's a jack setup that pokes into those two the front bumper brackets and lifts up the front.
That's cool. Fabricating tools for your own car is cool too. That's something I like to see.
This whole thing is just, it's all scratch built. Everything's bespoke to it.
Well, let's get a look on the inside here. And
all right
away I can tell that this is not factory.
No.
This is all removed.
No, these didn't come in 1949.
What about the windshield?
The windshield is it's just custom safety glass that fits in the factory location. This is all scratch proof Lexan with the rally style little slider here.
Because you have to meet specific specifications for everything you're racing. So you're doing multiple different things, and
the whole truck has to meet FIA specifications for the race.
That's a lot of work to get into something this old. Let's open it up, take a look inside. Wow. Already I see a bunch of dimple dies, cage is insane.
Lighter is faster.
Yeah, lighter is faster. It is a light door. It's a lot lighter than I expected, actually.
Yeah, these trucks are pretty light from the factory, believe it or not. I think the factory truck weighs under 3,000 pounds.
Wow.
So I made it heavier.
Yeah, I know. I know what's in there. We'll get to that in a minute. Man, the trans tunnel in this thing. Oh, custom sheet metal work. That looks like a lot of work.
It's a lot of work, yeah, but it's worth it. I mean, the engine's set back 100% behind the axle center line for good weight distribution. So you have to build a giant, doghouse for the engine.
Everything's Dynamat on the floor, and well, everywhere.
Yeah, this thing's a huge echo chamber inside. So to make it so you can function in it, we just Dynamated everything.
Now this cage is insane. So there's a lot going on in here.
Yeah.
That is.
It's all built to, the cage is all built to spec. It's not chromoly, no.
Just DOM?
It's mild steel DOM.
Okay. What wall thickness do they make you run on this?
This is 120 wall.
120, so that's
that's inch and 3/4, 120 wall.
Wow. And you got a new seat, you said?
Yeah, so we got new seats from Sparco. I actually got 2 of them, but only one's installed for the race. Lightweight.
Yeah.
These are the Sparco Ergo seats. They're pretty cool because when you're street driving it, if you don't want the halo, you can remove the halos from it.
And I assume you're wearing a Hans device.
Yeah, always Hans device. I like my neck.
Yeah, I like how all the steering's tied in. It's really cool. And that's all custom as well.
Everything.
What are you running for pedals and brakes?
A Willwood hanging pedal assembly. The pedal's just the factory pedal with a pedal cover that we made.
Okay, that's cool. And the dash looks pretty all original except for this here.
Yeah, so we have 2 dashes for it. We have an Autometer competition dash, and then what this is right here is Autometer's dash link setup. Runs through your OBD2 port and gives you all real-time information.
Wow, that's really cool. It looks nice.
All the other instruments are Autometer Z-series gauges.
Looks so good. I love all the little rivets and everything in it as well. It looks so clean.
Very industrial.
I really like it. It's something I really enjoy to see. This cage pad's pretty cool as well.
Yeah. You gotta get player points. So
yeah, that looks really cool.
We got the suede leather.
Instead of like what looks like an old pool noodle. This is like what everybody.
No, we got the good padding, and then we got the suede leather stitched
really
stitch
nice.
Covers.
Big mirror. See, does that actually work? Can you see behind you? Wow.
You can't see much, but
you can see enough.
You get
Good for a race car.
You get a slight idea of what's behind you. Nothing should be behind you, anyways.
You got your brake bias set up in there as well.
Yep, you can adjust brake bias from the cab there.
All the shifter stuff. Is that custom made?
Yeah, we built that on our mill at the shop.
Oh, that's really nice.
Used to have a handbrake right next to it.
Yeah, and you took that out for weight stuff, huh?
Yeah, if we don't need it, it goes away.
Yeah,
probably take out the sweet cup holder too.
The cup holder's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, you got to stay hydrated.
One of my
Especially when you get to the top of that mountain.
For SEMA 2016, one of my fabricators put that in there as a joke, and it's just kind of stayed there.
So we'll get to the business end of this. Check out under the hood.
All right. Well, we got a 5.9 liter Cummins turbo diesel that was sourced from a 2005 Freightliner truck.
So this is not an original Ford motor, huh?
No, definitely
not even close. Look at this thing.
It's not even out of a Dodge truck, which is where most of them come from.
So what did it come from?
It came a 2005 Freightliner medium-duty truck.
Wow.
It was an old FedEx truck.
And how did you source this engine?
Well, I found it on Craigslist.
Yeah?
And it was a wrecked FedEx truck, and I just peeled it out. This is a 5.9 common rail, and the difference is this one's 24 valves instead of 12 valves. It uses a common rail injection system. It uses these CP3 rotary fuel pumps, and there's 2 of them, and they're built by industrial injection, and each of those pumps can support 1,200 horsepower worth of fuel.
Each?
Each.
A piece?
Yeah.
So is there a goal to go even higher than this?
Maybe someday when I'm okay with if the engine explodes, but at this point I'm not. You know, we're focusing on reliability, so everything is overbuilt.
Yeah.
Like the fuel system's capable of more power, the turbos are capable of more power, the engine's built to handle much more power than it actually puts out.
Yeah. I see you got a little giggle gas.
Yeah, we got some giggle gas there. We got a 375 set up from Nitrous Express. It's good for, 375 extra horsepower. The initial turbo setup on this was much bigger, and sometimes, in certain situations required a little giggle gas to get it up. But this setup doesn't. So now the Nitrous setup now is just for like a little extra height if you need it.
Yeah.
This turbo setup is built specifically for Pikes Peak, and I can show you over here. For Pikes Peak, you want tons of power and you want low lag time. You want instant spool. For the instant spool, we have a Garrett GTX 3584 RS. Gives you the initial spool. And then right here, you've got the GTX 45 series turbo. And this one is the high volume, low pressure turbo.
Yeah.
So you got high volume, low pressure, and high pressure, low volume here working together to create a high pressure, high volume turbo, which is like the perfect storm.
Yeah.
And then this setup right here will probably support 1,400 horsepower.
When do you see boost?
When do I see boost? Well, it makes a little under 2 psi at idle.
Yeah.
So, I mean, max, like this turbo is fully angry at about 2,000 RPM.
And what PSI would you be sitting at there?
Well, at full boost, we're making a little over 100 PSI boost.
100 PSI?
Yeah.
There's all these kids at home like, I got 20 PSI. And it's like, yeah. Well,
no, we're making over 100. And it's capable of a lot more, but you don't need it.
That is insane.
Yeah.
It looks so big. That compressor wheel is gigantic. Big wastegate dump up top.
Yep. When you have tons of pressure like that, you need to deal with it. So what this is a Tile MVR wastegate, and this relieves all the drive pressure in the manifold, but it doesn't just waste it. It doesn't just go to atmosphere. What it does is it's almost direct injection here, but it dumps it into the big turbo and helps drive it even harder.
That is awesome. It's cool to see. Charge piping is massive.
Yeah, it's 3.5-inch charge piping.
3.5, that is.
Yeah, and then it goes into this massive
huge
custom belt intercooler, air-to-air intercooler. This is a custom pulley here. The rest of it is all factory except for the damper, which is a fluid damper. 100% of the engine's weight is behind the center line of the front axle.
Yeah, do you know the split of the car?
It's 57-43.
57-43?
So it's got a pretty good weight split.
That's really good for an old truck like this.
Especially considering the engine weighs 1,200 pounds by itself.
So you're really sitting close to this.
And then, check this out. So diesels don't produce vacuum. So you don't have any vacuum for your brakes. So, and we took the hydro boost off it because it was big and heavy. So we used this CVR vacuum pump with a reservoir. And then way back here, another weight distribution thing, is the brake booster. It's mounted behind the cab.
I can hardly get down in there and see. Man, it looks really nice. All the vibrant stuff on there as well.
Yeah, so this is one thing.
Pretty simple to get out.
These are nice. Check it out. So on 100 PSI of boost, it was always blowing off couplers. So when we got these are pretty slick. You just push the little thing there and you take it off, and then it's got an O-ringed sleeve there. And we've had these at 110, 115 pounds of boost.
Wow.
And they hold the boost.
And how thick that intercooler core has to be to take all that as well.
Yeah. Well, the more thickness you have, the more surface area you have to cool it. So bigger is better.
And I can see a little bit of this tray down here, but I want to see everything now. I can see a lot of suspension work. Let's get it up on the lift.
All right, let's do it.
Check it out. All right, so we got it in the air. Let's see what's underneath this thing.
All right.
As far as if we can see, because all I can see right now is this massive bit of carbon fiber here.
Right?
Man, that's huge.
Yeah, so this is the same stuff that Air Raid built for us.
It's thick too.
Yeah, well, it's foam core, and then multi-layer top and bottom, and then if you look here, you can kind of see it in the shadow.
Yeah.
This is all reinforcement here for
I
the
can see it.
high stress areas and the mounting areas.
Wow, that is a really nice piece. Do you
Yeah,
know how much
it's
that
all-
weighs?
Almost nothing.
Almost nothing.
Yeah, and all quarter turn Zeus fasteners to keep it on.
Oh, that's really nice.
You know, here you can see like all the billet suspension pieces. It's got billet upper and lower arms. They're both adjustable for camber and caster.
Yeah.
You got the Wilwood 6-piston.
Those are some big Johnnies there.
Yeah, those 6-piston Aero 6 calipers and the 14-inch rotors.
You got a big sway bar adjustable in the front here.
Yeah, so we use the NASCAR style sway bars front and rear on it, and what that allows us to do is you basically take the ends off of it, slide the old sway bar out, slide a new one in, and put the ends right back on it.
Now, what trans do you run in this?
So this uses a Dodge truck transmission. This is a 47RE, and it's built by ATS. The differences between it and the factory one are basically the only thing that's kept is the case.
Yeah.
All the internals are billet. It's got billet input shaft, billet intermediate shaft, billet output shaft, billet clutch drum, extra clutches, and then it uses a custom ATS torque converter as well, and a billet flex plate so it doesn't explode under power.
I'm sure you guys overkilled that.
Yeah.
How much power is this set to take?
I don't know. We haven't broken it yet.
Haven't broken it?
Yeah, we've spun it to 1,400 horsepower. So.
Wow.
And
this looks like custom pan.
Yeah. So the factory Cummins pan was about this deep, and that's not going to work because that's past the scrub line. So what we did was we cut it and we TIG welded on an extra.
Now is this all steel?
Sump over here. Yeah, this is all. And then you can see here we got electric water pump. So we still use the factory water pump, like a high performance factory one, but then we also add this one in. And
that's a cool little mount too on the side here. And
it gives
easy access
to
work on. So.
Everything we tried to make as easy to service as possible because it is a race vehicle.
It's a race car, so you got to get to it.
Yep.
And we can see all the chassis stuff where you boxed everything out.
Yeah, so everything, the whole chassis is boxed in with 3/16 plate, and it's all TIG welded. And then there's a full X member built into the chassis. You can see the frame goes there, and then it's got a removable transmission mount here.
Yeah, and that's really tight areas. Looks such good clearance. Like, it looks like it would be difficult to get up, but just because of the major size of it.
The transmission actually just drops right out. It's
really?
Just
Just straight down?
Nice, yeah.
Yeah, because you're not going to have a huge input shaft.
Yeah, and then like back here, the factory chassis ends right here, and then it's all tube work.
This is all tube work from back here.
Yeah.
So basically, here's your line. Everything back from this point. All that, all tube.
So then we got Winner's super heavy duty quick change.
It looks like a super heavy duty quick change. I've seen a few of these. I've replaced a few of these. Not anything that big.
It's a big one.
That's not when you just want to jump down and set it on your chest and be like, oh, I got it. This one requires a friend.
Yeah, no, this one, so this is a 10.5-inch ring gear, and we were just, you can put any gear ratio you want in it. That's the beauty of a quick change. But like the gears in it right now are, I think, 202s. It's got 41 spline axles. You get the big Wilwood brakes back here. We got 4-piston calipers in the back, 4-link suspension, completely adjustable.
What's the 4-link from? Did you guys make this?
We just made it at the shop.
You made them, okay.
Yeah, it's all made at the shop.
So this is all your R&D here.
Yeah.
That's nice, man. It looks really good.
Then you can go, I don't know if you can see it from the back.
Here as well. Look how all this is made.
Well, it's got to be strong. Nice. This thing makes a lot of torque, and breaking shit isn't that fun.
This is some big tubing here, and notched out to clearance of drive.
Yeah. So this is actually wasn't in the original design.
Oh yeah.
But and it looks like it touches, but it doesn't.
But the suspension will compress.
Well, we changed the suspension to have longer travel on the version 4 of the truck.
Yeah.
And for the longer travel, before it didn't hit here, we had to notch it out and.
I was expecting a longer drive shaft, but the transmission itself is so long.
Right, and the engine's set back. Only three cylinders are in front of the firewall, so everything's stuffed back so far. you end up having a 2.5 foot drive line.
Man, that's it. Pretty small.
Yeah, and then
That's
like
cool.
you can see what kind of shocks we're using on the thing.
Yeah, what suspension are
they're well, these are AFCOs right now.
iBox
We'll
springs.
be switching them with the iBox springs, and then they're all remote reservoir coilovers, front and rear, double adjustable.
And I assume there's the adjustment right here.
Yeah.
For the valving.
There's the remote reservoirs.
That's really cool.
So then I don't know if you can see
That's
it
a
from the
lot of
back,
suspension that you never think you'd see on the truck, but
but yeah, we got the
I love how you can. There's just the diffs just barely peeking through,
right.
and again with the thick core here.
Yeah, and then you can see up there we got a 12-gallon fuel-safe cell.
Yeah, what pumps does this run?
We run a PureFlow AirDog 200-gallon per hour lift pump, and then we run the industrial injection XP3.
What is the consumption on this thing?
Well, it's kind of crazy. It gets, so like on the freeway, it gets really good mileage. You know, you get nearly 30 miles per gallon because the truck
30
doesn't.
miles per gallon?
Yeah, the truck doesn't weigh anything. I do not know the fuel consumption in race mode
So you're going to Pikes Peak now.
Yeah.
Is it a tank gonna last you a full run?
Yeah, it'll last.
Okay.
It'll probably use half a tank in a run.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. And you can see all the fans and stuff for that massive radiator.
Yeah,
Huge
the
shroud.
big Bell radiator. We got two 16-inch Spal fans on it. You can see the remote
Oh yeah,
brake booster down here better.
that's awesome. And all hard piping over here too.
Yeah. So it's hard pipe, but it's also, instead of having hard unions here, we wanted the thing to flex
Yeah.
and have some give. So we just use silicone couplers and
Wow, that was so nice.
they're out there.
And here's your massive exhaust coming out the side here.
It's actually smaller than it was. This is 4-inch. We had 5-inch exhaust on it, but this is a huge weight savings. So we use the stainless MBRP bends. So you just buy the individual bends, and we just built the.
Now you did have it running all the way out the back, like you said.
Yeah, we had a big.
So you saved quite a bit. You can see the hole right through there. So you've saved quite a few.
Yeah,
feet
saved
of,
a bunch of weight.
extra stuff.
You want to check out the front?
Yeah, let's pop a wheel off and check
right,
out this front
let's do it.
suspension. Inside, all the hard work. Wow, you can see a lot more than I thought.
Yeah, so you can
turbo and everything, but
you can see a lot of the internal stuff here. But like I said, the Wilwood Aero 6 calipers,
those are huge.
floating 14-inch rotors. We use our race pads on it. You can kind of turn this. You can see
all
the suspension.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All the
billet
arms.
top and bottom. The tops are nice because you loosen this little jam nut here, and your eccentric is
Wow.
right here.
That's really cool. I like that. That's so slick.
Yeah, and then so
That's
on,
machined nicely.
on top here we've got the shock tower that can take different size shock mounts. So if I want a longer travel shock, I can swap these two plates out and put a longer travel shock in
Wow.
on the same tower without having to
So
cut
it would
stuff
just
up.
slide up in here because this is what's spacing it down right here.
Yeah,
So this would move at a different point.
yeah, you can move it up. You've got if you.
So do you have spares on site with you that you
Yeah,
would change?
I've got several different coilover setups for it.
Wow. So what are you running right now as far as springs and?
Springs, I've got IBOC 400 pound in the back and IBOC 1200 pound in the front. And then we just got some neat little bump springs. So instead of a bump stop, IBOC sells a bump spring, which is pretty slick, and we're gonna be putting those in pretty soon. And that'll allow us to bring our spring rate down a little bit.
Gotcha. Now is this to be the final form for?
It's never the final form, man. Like
I mean for the race.
for the race, yeah. So the final form will be determined like probably at the last minute.
Yeah.
Because we're starting testing May 5th, and we're just going to test until.
All the way up until you got to go flying up that hill.
Yep.
That's awesome. And have you ever driven it before?
I've never driven Pikes Peak.
Oh,
no.
this is going to be insane.
I'm really looking forward to
see
it.
I'm really looking forward to it. And just looking at all the man hours you have. How many man hours do you think you have into this build?
I stopped keeping track at over 3,000 hours.
Wow.
I still keep track of the budget stuff, but I don't keep track
Even
of the
the
hours
suspension
anymore.
alone, would you even have any idea?
No.
It's just one of those, because there's so much to see. There's so much engineering and everything else going on here. And this looks great. I can't wait to see it out on Pikes Peak. I wish you the
neither.
best of luck.
I
You're
can't
an
wait to
animal.
do
I
it.
can't believe you're going to drive this thing up there. It just looks like a handful.
It's definitely a handful.
It is very impressive build, man, and I appreciate all the work that you've done on this. And I'm sure everybody here that's gonna watch this video is definitely gonna get a better look and an idea of, rather than just the burnout that you've done before, but look at all the work that's gone into this truck and what he's gonna do with it.
I'm gonna have some fun.
He's gonna have some fun. And Pikes Peak, man, that's up on my list. I gotta check that out. So
come crew with us.
Yeah, I might have to go crew with you, man. I'll help you throw a wrench on this thing. I'd love to see it. So thanks again for coming in, man. Appreciate it. We'll high five it too. Well, let's spend another half hour trying to get this off the lift, because it's not easy.
Forgot to video some of the stuff we did today, but someone sent Renee an otter for her birthday, and she likes it. Good job.
He doesn't have a name yet.
Well, we'll think of a name.
Joseph Arrington sent it.
Joseph Arrington?
Yes.
Oh.
Arrington. Thank you, Joseph.
Thank you, Joseph.
Thanks for following us, watching all our videos.
And he said he sent gushers, but they weren't there, so I don't know if it was a joke. Maybe he did. We're still waiting for gushers. If you did send some, Joseph, thank you. There was a cool Camaro here earlier. I forgot the video. I'm sorry, guys. But today we started pulling panels off of the practice Supra and doing some mods to it and changes that we're making to it. So this is where we're at now. We had to hammer this out a little bit. Still need to do more of that. Like, so on a Supra, this kind of laps down, like curves downward and then meets up with the fender right here. But when you have the spacers and everything sticking out for the wide body, you need to flatten this out so it's more of a flat spot for the tire to hit if you do like all of your, like every bit of your suspension travel, which I do. So I like to squat when I go. So then we took all the front stuff off. Jeff had kind of built this how he wanted when he did the tube front. I guess I gave him input a lot of the time, but not on all these little tabs. Kind of did some weird tab stuff here. I don't like it, so we're cutting every bit of that tab stuff off. We're gonna cut this front bash bar setup off. And for right now, so that we can get back on the track quickly, I'll leave some of this stuff this way, but this will get cut off. Every single one of those tabs will get cut off. This front piece we'll leave just for now. We're gonna cut these tab, I don't know what he's thinking, sideways tab, and then an unsymmetrical sideways tab over there. So we're gonna cut those off. We're gonna wrap the motor up with a blanket and some saran wrap or whatever, plastic, don't worry. And then we're gonna make smoke vent, like smoke blockers right here on both sides so the smoke doesn't get in the cab. We're gonna make a new firewall that is a little different in the back, that's probably just gonna go straight up the back right behind main hoop, because easier, quicker, and just we need to get this on the track ASAP because I need some seat time. Or if we don't do that way, we'll copy how Joe did it and do like Lexan stuff, how he did that. Might do that. And then we have a CNR dual pass that we're gonna put in here. Really don't like this weird stuff he did here, so we're gonna snip this off, snip that off. This I'll leave so it can hold up the back. This we'll leave so it can hold up the back corner. We'll just leave it for now. It's still weird how it's done. I don't like it, but I don't want to redo it. And I'm gonna leave the stock tank because when Rival, Jason Kim did the Rival Drift Series this year. He's doing it. If you're local to SoCal, you know what I'm talking about. So I guess the rules state that if you have a stock tank, door panels, which we can put some door panels back in there, or most of the door panel, and then this is a Supra, so why would you ever change the motor? So it has a stock motor, and it doesn't matter if you're a pro driver or not, you can compete in that. So I think that would be fun, so I'm going to try and go compete in that, and then Renee might want to try that too, because Renee needs to learn how to drift. She won't be that good, so maybe she just needs to practice drifting in this at first, and then later go to that rival drift series. So that's kind of what we're going to try and do right now at the beginning. And then I have an ACT triple disc clutch I need to put in there, and then I could make a trans mount for the Andrews dog box we're putting in it. And work on the rear radiator. Bunch of stuff to do, but first gotta like get the things cut off that we need to cut off. Beach is working on that. He did the Camaro at the beginning of the day, so he's just doing some stuff on this at the end of the day. Then later, yeah, we'll show you updates later. So this video isn't like dedicated just to the practice car, but it's a little update on the practice car. Oh, and we're gonna run all the panels from last year's. These are last year's panels from 2017. So we're gonna, I don't know, well, we'll see what Renee says, but probably not run the same livery. Maybe if she wants to rewrap that door, I don't know. If she wants to, I'm down to do that, but I don't know. I'm not gonna use this hatch, I don't think. Maybe I will, I'll just remove the glass out of it. Has this hatch been bent a little bit? Oh yeah, it got hit. Probably will use this hatch because it already has the hole in it for the wing, and I like that wing, so we'll leave that wing on there. This is the first APR wing I ever got. I cracked it a little bit on the wall at Irwindale and like drug that, see the little crack, and then I drug this on the K-rail at Irwindale, broke the end plate, and the K-rail was just like at the same height, and I just scraped the underside. But then I put this on the car while Jeff was driving it because I wanted it to look better, so, because I like these wings, but we'll get that Team Poser thingy off of there. Put the party in the back on there. But I don't know if you guys have any input on this one, let me know, because now's the time where while we are building it, we could make a couple changes, but it looks like might have to swap these guys out so that I can get my camber. Maybe I'll be able to do it with a lower arm. If I can, I will, just so it's simple on this car. Less to deal with the stuff loosening up. Gotta switch out the suspension. These were from my first year Pro 2 in 2015. I'm gonna put some, I think I'm gonna put Reinhardt 3-ways on there. And then that's all. Let's go see what Brett's car is doing. Oh, there's Joe. He's trying, I think he's peeing over there. It's kind of what it looks like when a guy's peeing. He's doing like a hands-free pee. Oh, wow, that's kind of weird. Yeah, don't look at that. So, Brett has this pretty small turbo he's working with, 101 millimeter. He wanted a bigger one, but I guess this is what he just agreed on, this little guy here. My God, it's not little, we know that. So he has the 4-rotor in here. He's gonna do away with these. He kinda, I don't know what he's gonna do actually yet on that. That's not the exact placement of where the turbo will go because we gotta fit it next to the intake stuff. So Joe's gonna move it, but it's so heavy he's using an engine hoist to hold it. The inside, you guys have seen the skeleton work, but Connor, he's kind of new. That's Connor. It's like Joe's younger brother, just without a beard. Yeah. I don't know if you can see the resemblance, but kind of does. It's kind of weird, actually. They've been doing a lot of bead rolling. If I look closely, I might find one of the panels. Here's some. So these are like trans tunnel panels. They're doing some bead rolling on those, and then they're getting ones ready that they're gonna bead roll. Here's one over here. Here's a crazy panel that's gonna bend a bunch and look like this. and that's where the Samsona shifter will mount to, which will be like kind of from here to there on the trans tunnel, from like here up to there. And then here's more panels for dry sump box. We're gonna bead roll some of those. This is just Weldells for the exhaust manifold that Joe's gonna make. And then here's more trans tunnel panels that they made. We didn't have enough throw in our bead roller because we just have like a 18-inch one in the throat of it to make it to here or there. So we're gonna go to Mike Esla's shop, and he said we could use his bead roller later next week, finish up some of the bigger panels. Thank you, Mike. And then we'll give you guys an update on that too. But that's all for now. I gotta go. Talk to you later. Bye. We're all kind of not expecting all this, but you guys sent gushers. Oh, thanks, Jeff.
Oh, you're welcome, Dan.
It's a lot of thick air here, but someone sent this like mega box, probably from Costco, variety pack. Thank you. And then someone else sent 3 mega packs with 20 in there. So Mike is now gonna have all his teeth drawn out, and then I'm sure someone else is sending more. So we'll update you guys. Thank you. Okay, guys. So we got these sweatshirts from Boost Brigade. We had them at Long Beach. They sold out in like a day and a half, one day basically. It's Boost Brigade, Rad Dan, 34 on the back, sponsors on the side. It's really cool, and it's blue. So you guys have been waiting patiently, but guess what? They're back. So we're gonna drive over to Greddy right now, Greddy Performance Products, and grab our second order of sweatshirts and the t-shirts. So just letting you guys know, they're back. Get them while they're still available. We're gonna have them at the next round in New Jersey, but I think if Renee approves it, we can put them on the website.
We have enough.
If we have enough, we'll put them on the website. If we only get like a small, we don't know what we're getting yet.
Maybe
So
we can do
if-
half seas.
yeah, we could do like half on the website, half gonna go sell out in New Jersey
You
because
know, a
they
lot
sell
of
out
you
as
have
soon.
been asking and emailing, making your requests.
Yeah, we wish we had more, but it's kind of